Hey everyone, Jim T. Graham with RCGroups, and today we're looking at something totally different. It is a paramotor. It is from Esprit and made by Opale. And ZB hooked me up with this. We spoke about it at Toledo. They make one size smaller and one size larger, and I went for the mid-size. So if you're on the Esprit Model page, you want to look for, if you're looking for this one, the 1.8 hybrid. And these are awesome wings. The stitching is amazing. We really eyeballed that, and they're very comparable to other high-end wings. And I believe this hybrid means that it's more aerobatic. And so there's some good shots of the wing in the air. The second part of this is the man. This is the pilot figure named Max. As you can see, the servos are built into his body, and servo arms are in his arms. So when you turn right, left, it all looks realistic because the man is actually doing what a real paraglider pilot would do. Very cool. He lives on an aluminum frame, which also holds your motor mount and housing for the prop. And this is the bottom part of the setup. And so all these units are on the buy page. Everything you need will be shown. There he is in action. And everything will be shown on the Esprit Model page. So let's jump out of here and go fly this thing. Jason is an experienced paraglider pilot, and we'll let him talk a little bit about it. So are you full throttle there, Jason?
I'm not full throttle.
You're not
about
full?
half. We can do some wing overs.
So this isn't really a thing in the U.S. I don't know other than you. Maybe I've seen one more with Steve Johnson, our friend here who flies full scale. But in Europe, this is kind of a big thing, right?
Yeah, it's definitely huge in Europe, so we're trying to pump this up in the United States. The paragliders are just so cool. They're so unique and different. It looks good, they fly good. Anybody can fly them.
From a distance, you might think it was a real thing.
It definitely has some scale appearance to it, and it's so different that everybody's gonna wanna know what the heck it is at the field.
And where to get it.
And they're fun too, so you can cruise, you can thermal, you can horse around with them.
This is my first attempt at hand launching this big boy. And so the theory is you make sure all your lines are going the right way, nothing's twisted or under, going under instead of over. And then what I'm going to try to do is get this canopy straight over my head, then I'll throttle up and power away. How easy could it be? Or hard could it be? All right. So that was my first throw. I hit the throttle a little harder than I meant to. And Jason, you were saying I could do a better tug. What do you mean by that?
The first initial pull, you just kind of leisurely started running.
Yeah.
You kind of need to pull it with some force to pop the wing up overhead.
So
quickly.
I run, and then the hand is, when you say pull, I'm popping the wing up like a kite.
Yeah, you kind of want to pull it hard initially, and that'll bring the wing up faster.
And then when it gets over my head and flat, am I throttling up at that very moment, or am I throttling up after it's out of my hand?
You can keep running and it'll stay overhead as long as you keep airflow over the wing. Okay. But yeah, so once it's stable overhead and flat, you just power up and let go, and off she goes.
The good news is it's pretty forgiving. So I overpowered right off the bat, and you can see it bobble, but it didn't care that much. And it was easy to get everything back in line once it was away. Unlike an airplane, where if you make a mistake, you're probably going to pilot in the ground. You know what that does need? That needs an LED light somewhere on the body, so that it is doing some sort of airplane type light flash. But you can see the arms move. So the body is sold separately from the wing, although I believe these are kind of like a pair. And when I move right or left, you can see the arms move. And so the servos are built into this guy's arms. And then underneath him on the bottom of what would be, I guess, the sleigh, I'm not sure what it's called, but is battery, or not battery, but weights for ballast. And then in the back, I've got a big old 4,400 3-cell, which is really all I had that would work with this, and that's why I'm using it. But this is our initial flight, and it flies great. Short of getting it stuck in a tree, or maybe hitting yourself in the head on approach, I don't really see an issue that you can have with this. A lot of fun. Jason, have you taken one to the beach or been in super windy conditions?
I haven't been to the beach yet with one, but I have been up in the Alps in Austria when it was super windy in the mountains. And you know, the wind's not such a big deal. You just got to ballast it up, add a bunch of weight. If it flies backwards, you don't have enough weight.
Is there any fear of it flying away, like getting caught in a thermal or something and not being able to get it out?
No, not in a thermal. I mean, they will thermal out, but they're not so lightly loaded that you can't just spin out of it or just fly through the thermal and get it back down.
Gotcha.
You're not going to get stuck.
So I can pull up and go up. Can I pull down and go down?
Don't pull elevator.
Oh, you don't pull elevator.
So elevators are the brakes.
Oh.
So you're pulling both the brake lines down together.
Yeah.
And that's really only used for, you can do some mild, you know, little like roller coaster stuff with it, but that's more advanced. But they're really just used for landing. So as you pull back the elevator to full, it'll pull the wing back into a higher angle of attack. And you can stall the wing out if there's enough brake line throw there. So it's really just used for landing to kind of, you know, do a mild flare at the end of your approach when you're going to catch it, or just hit the ground.
And so like the old guys used to say when I was learning to fly, the throttle is your up and down.
Yeah, your throttle controls the altitude, and the aileron stick or the rudder stick, depending on how you have it set up, will control the steering left or right. So you can do wing overs, you can do spins, you know, all the aerobatics you can manage, and even with some, you know, high power systems, you can do full power dives and loops and stuff.
Maybe what we'll do next is get you on the sticks and wear it out a little bit and see what you think. So let's say that I got rocking forward to backward. What should I do? Just neutralize?
Forward to backward, you just really, what can happen is, because it's a pendulum effect, right?
Right.
You're not actually controlling the bottom part, you're controlling the wing, right?
Ah.
So people can get behind the curve,
yes,
you know, per se. So you can over control it, but you're controlling it moments too late or too early.
And then you're making it worse.
The best thing to do is just kind of let go of the control stick, and then just let the throttle, you know, decrease throttle a little bit.
Fly out.
Maybe not completely off, but just a mild throttle setting, and just let go of the sticks, and it'll self-stabilize itself.
Okay, now I'm going to land this. Would you land it at yourself?
I would fly behind behind us here and come into the wind, so it's going to fly faster downwind than upwind.
There's really no wind.
Well, there's a little bit of a breeze,
I don't want to fly into the pits. Maybe I'll land it down here somewhere.
No, let's.
Okay, I'm going to fly it at ourselves and see what happens. See where I wind up. Okay, I'm chopping throttle. Kill it all the way?
Yeah. You can control your altitude with throttle.
Whoa! This is my first one. There you go. Now he's going to land it. I'm going to assume he's not going to hit me in the forehead. So he's throttled back, and oh, so this way you don't hit the ground, everything stays untangled. You can't tangle the wires up like in a knot, but you have to make sure they're...
You can twist them, but everything comes out okay. And basically back and ready to fly again.
Show us how to fold it up the proper way, Jason, to put it back in its bag.
In the bag, you kind of want to lay it out nice and flat. I kind of like drape the lines on top. And you're just going to take the tips, kind of bring them into the middle.
This is how my wife has me fold the little cloth she used in the kitchen.
I think that's the middle there. So and then I will just, there's lots of ways to do this, but I'll just do it twice. And I'll fold it again on itself. And then depending on the wing bag size, you can do another fold. And then just roll it up. Stuff it in the bag and you're done.
You're ready to rock. And it's small. So the one, Jason has one that's smaller than this. It'd be perfect for a suitcase. This is slightly larger, but a lot easier to haul around than a giant airplane, that's for sure. All right, everyone, this is our beginner outlook on the Opale, or the Opale, from Esprit Model. Jason's kind of the expert. I am the newbie. Thank you, Mr. Jason Cole. You can see more on this in our full review on RCGroups.com. There'll be a URL in the description of this video, and you can follow that for links to buy, pricing, and all the other questions you have that I have not answered. I'm Jim T. Graham with RCGroups.com.